Hey, welcome to Breaking Bread, hosted by me, Crunk Chocolate, a show where we break verbal bread with a quote-unquote enemy. Whenever Manchester City has an upcoming match, I will be here having a conversation with a supporter of City's upcoming opponent. Shout out to everyone watching this on YouTube. Subscribe if this is your first time here. Like the video, leave a comment of your thoughts. If you're listening on a podcast, 5-star rating, please. Leave a review, say something nice or not nice. I was going to say unnice. Unnice too, you know? Both of them work. But the real ones out there, Patreon members, they're going to get the full episode. YouTube, podcast, you're only getting the first 10 minutes. But those Patreon members, you get the full episode. You can also purchase this episode on demand for $3 on Patreon, but special shout out to you Patreon members, helping us grow and, just getting amazing content, ad-free episodes, early episodes of our early version of our weekly episode. So many things. Today we have a wonderful show for you, Shady Gang. We are talking the Women's League Cup, some Subway Cup action. Everything always somehow leads through Chelsea, and this is no different. Since it's technically not the League Cup, so I won't, brag about how we sit on top of the table 6 points. That's nor here nor there. There's no need for me to talk about how we are top of the league. So yeah, we will move on and we will just talk.
Talk your shit,
we will just talk about this Subway Cup, but I am very interested in hearing our guests' thoughts on Chelsea women. Shout out to the 12, our network's WSL podcast. We have one fourth, 25% of that amazing show. Our Chelsea representative, Shady Gang, give it up for the homie Nicholsonian.
What up?
It's only taken me like 2.5 years to be able to say Nicholsonian without my brain exploding.
Listen, I didn't even, if you didn't bring it up, I was not even going to think about it. Like, that's how smooth it was, Always with the dopest introductions. I appreciate that I'm one of the homies, you know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, you leave the door open for me. I just let myself in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, most definitely, right?
I can go in the fridge.
Just grab something. Exactly. That's what I was saying. Just grab something out of the fridge. I'm not. You know where everything is. Start looking through things. You'll figure it out.
Yeah. It's good to be back, man. Good to be back. And it's always, like as you said, it's always the highest of stakes. You know what I'm saying? Yes. In this case, as my co-host on the 12, Tom would say, it's a Subway Eat Fresh combo with a cookie cup semifinal.
Oh man, and it's the semis. So naturally, there's whoever we're gonna play in the semi. It's gonna be a difficult team, and I think I'd much rather just face and get this Chelsea situation done and over with. So I wouldn't want to face you in the finals,
like last year.
But there's a lot going on. Oh man, that fucking match, that pitch, that pitch, all that stuff.
Yeah. First of 4,
but we have plenty to discuss about Chelsea. Some movements happening for both of the teams. It is the winter transfer window. But first, let's start off with something not football. Not Chelsea coded. Unless your answer is, what is something that is overrated about football?
Ooh, overrated. Playing out the back. Shout out to Sills and Sky from Shea Butter FC. Don't play out the back. I think at times certain like I think at times managers kind of just go overboard with it, and
Yes.
it's a matter of do you have the team for it. I think not that it's always a bad idea, but um, I don't think that there's enough balance in the risk versus reward sort of when managers decide to play that way, like I think the risk assessment is a little bit off, to be honest, and like okay, for example, just what Chelsea's most recent match against West Ham, who they beat
Yeah.
5-0 at home. The second goal was Lauren James running down the goalkeeper took a touch too many, and it ricochets off of her into the back of the net. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll never score an easier goal. And that's the first match for Italian manager Rita Guarino, I think it is. Apologize if I'm messing that up, but I'm sure I get that she's trying to implement a new style and so forth, but it's like that's a rough watch. So to me, yeah, you could ease up on playing out of the back a little bit.
Yeah, it is definitely something that the Pep effect has gotten a hold of football very much. And there are moments, and that is what I've loved very much out of what Jeggy has done with the club. For the most, like, yes, we're possession based. We want to make the right passes and things like that. But if it gets too hot, if the team has something set up while they're trying to figure out how the press works, they have no problem just booting it long because, hey, we have Carolyn, we have Bunny Shaw, we have Lauren Hemp up there, we have Ayoba Fujino, like we have all these players who can run on the ball, and like you said, it just unless the players who have to play through the back have that like technical talent, the calm on the ball, the passing ability, it just never goes well. And it, it just for the I feel bad for those players because it's just like you guys obviously aren't comfortable and you're stressed out and you
Right.
eventually end up just booting it long anyway. So it's like they'll just pass it in circles and then all of a sudden they just boot it long. It's like just let them controlled boot it. Like maybe make a couple passes and then teach someone to make a run and then do long ball. It does. You don't necessarily need to make a million passes to get all the way up. Sometimes you just need to open up enough space. I'm here with it. What is something that's underrated about football?
So I'm gonna say within the context of this conversation, North American and South American really, female football players.
Mm,
I think in the most recent Ballon d'Or list, it was very Eurocentric at the top. Now
yes,
certainly with the Euros having been played, you kind of understand that, but also we had a Copa, we had an AFCON or WAFCON, I should say, in this
love it.
in summer of 2025, and it just feels like those tournaments don't get as much recognition because there aren't as many name brand players, or I mean, like people just aren't as familiar with those squads. Is really what it is, right? People, especially in the quote unquote Western media, right? So um, I think I'm very curious to see how the next World Cup plays out in
Mm,
2027. Especially that it's being in Brazil, being played in Brazil. So I'm curious to see how like European teams cope with those conditions. We know they're not used to heat like this. You know what I mean? Like football is not just played in pristine conditions with
yeah,
pristine
right.
pitches that we know. I mean, like, and to be fair, like we see a lot of that in Europe too, at least in terms of the pitches, right? But yeah, like I think that um, I think players from this hemisphere should be, I think, rated a bit highly, a bit more highly. And I think over the next couple of years, we'll start to see that as we're seeing more and more players moving to Europe, right? Like it seems like all the players that go for the biggest fees right now are all like North or South American.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I think that I think it'll come around. I think people will start to recognize game.
Yeah, it's always so weird. Yeah, with like the Ballon d'Or uh, and even then, it really feels like people are just picking out the names that they know, and they are, and unless they play for the top teams, in like two leagues. Basically,
Right.
you don't exist, and it's super frustrating. And it doesn't help even with like obviously they're trying to get rid of the high impact player rule, but like even that is kind of just like making America and how America sees things and how these
Yeah.
top things see things as important for players to get paid well. It's all weird and frustrating,
Hmm.
and instead of just kind of everybody recognizing that there are amazing footballers all over the world, they're just trying to make their own region the top region, which is why I hate the whole what is better, WSL or NWSL, because
Yeah.
like you don't pit two bad bitches against each other, and that's kind of how I feel about the situation, because neither of them are really getting the attention or love that they deserve. So why are
Hmm.
we pitting them against each other like that?
While both also have like deep flaws that need to be worked out, you know.
Mm,
So you know what I'm saying. So the whole like, oh, we're better than you because it's like, hey, how about we take care of things at here at home first before we get into a whole who's better than who competition.
that's fair, very fair. Let's talk about Sonia Bone Pastor, how we
My favorite.
lovingly dote her Sonia Simeone. I know, right? I love it. Um,
What's the French word for terrorist?
and it's interesting because